TIFU by taking way too detailed notes about all my meetings and daily social interactions. Throwaway account. I am very much a socially awkward individual growing up, so I was advised to try to develop more social attentiveness, while masking with behaviors and patterns I had observed so that I could successfully interact with others. As a result, that's led to me creating a daily journal. I basically write down everything and everyone I had interacted with or saw and thought something possible important was said. It became a debriefing exercise helping me let go of social anxiety to let me sleep. I eventually shifted to an electronic journaling system using a personal organizer tool like Notion. It was incredibly useful for schoolwork and professional life. And now my personal life. It helped me establish long-term friendships, and helped me notice when others were in their troughs and might benefit from my help. I was promoted to a leadership role a year ago, and I had to quickly figure out the best ways to help people do their jobs and collaborate. This really challenged me, because as I've mentioned before, I am terrible at reading people in the moment. So I began taking even more detailed notes to be able to better understand my coworkers. I noted down subtle facial expressions, differences in greetings, started to even notice real versus fake smiles, irritability, amount I suspected I irritated them, and more. I was able to use this information to understand when a coworker would be most receptive to feedback and to ideas they may not already agree with. 6 months ago, I graphed the data on a word frequency chart that an AI evaluates as positive or negative for each word and phrase across time to understand if there were in time-based patterns I should pay attention to. I noticed the normal before holiday dips and after successful sale peaks. But as I looked at on an individual coworker basis, I noticed a cyclic pattern with some of the words spanning across 36 weeks per cycle with some of my coworkers. Specifically, most of the female coworkers, except for my boss who is double my age, and a great mentor to me. I thought maybe I was biasing the data and being sexist. So the last 6 months, I made sure to be constantly on guard for if I was delegating criticism and compliments appropriately and not undervaluing the female members of the team. A few days ago, I went back to graph the data again. Again, the same pattern was showing up, except for one of my coworkers who went on maternity leave a week ago. I still didn't understand what I was measuring until I was trying to fall asleep, and that's when it hit me. I was unknowingly measuring the menstrual cycles of my female coworkers. I immediately realized I had to stop what I was doing and deleted all the data. TLD, or I was too observant to my coworkers and unintentionally tracked their periods. Honestly, seems very useful. Not where I thought the TIFU would go. I was expecting a coworker of yours to find and read through everything. Also an interesting perspective of personifying what Google, FB, Amazon are essentially doing to everyone. Reminds me of Abed in Community. LMAO, this is amazing. Have you ever considered applying for the role of an analyst, profiler with any of the intelligence agencies? I wouldn't say to go delete all the data. Doing what you do has obviously allowed you to achieve a lot in your personal and professional career, for which you should be highly commended. Perhaps just take a step back and think about what data is necessary and how much you analyze it as. You've probably gone a bit too far into the analysis part now of just collecting data to see what it says instead of focusing on the reasons why you do it. Are you aware you're autistic? I noticed a cyclic pattern with some of the words spanning across 36 weeks per cycle with some of my coworkers. Specifically, most of the female coworkers. Except for my boss who is double my age. I started smiling at this. And that's when it hit me. And completely lost it here. Rolling on the floor laughing. I personally don't think there was no ill intent behind what you did at all. It was a really funny yet benign situation. Cribbing the plot of an episode of Community for Internet Points, we https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals VN First Avenue 8 YWI. Cool. Hilarious TLDR would be, I am so socially awkward I began unintentionally tracking my female coworkers' menstrual cycles. You pulled an Abed. I've been learning a lot about autism recently. Is that what you were diagnosed with? You have a lot of those traits. There's nothing wrong with it. I was doing research for my daughter and realized I'm not as weird as I thought. I'm just autistic. I would still rather get professionally diagnosed, but my symptoms are pretty severe to be considered anything but. Not gonna say it's impossible, but this smells of creative writing to me. It's OP's first and only post or comment as well. Use it. Never say anything to anyone. Never let it be accessible by anyone. Take this to your grave. What you do is unusual, but it works for you. Having a leader that is attentive is amazing. You could also sell this story to Netflix. This would be a great show. Lie to Me meets Monk. Any advice on doing something like this? Not nearly to this level, of course. But I really struggle with people and it would be nice to get better at it. That's hilarious and absolutely priceless. Nice observational skills op, and good on ya for deleting it. You should watch Nathan Fielder in the rehearsal. This is hilarious and not at all what I expected. I was half expecting you to say you screwed up and put the data in a presentation and showed it to everyone in the company, and now everyone is freaked out and you're worried about being fired. And now that I say that, your anxiety is probably gonna go through the roof.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.